All right. Well, today we're going to do a little demonstration. And what we're going to do is we're going to start working on finishing these roofs. And, you can leave it like this, just gray, basic, with basic details on it. Um, but then your stuff's going to look kind of like a toy. So there's different ways I like to treat the roofs on different projects. It all depends. I like to mix it up. I don't want to have all the same kind of roof. So I do a lot of, you've seen where I've taken masking tape and layered it like rubber roofing and then painted it flat black. I do that on some roofs. Other roofs, what I do is basically I gravel them. And I'll do this by putting some. This is just regular hobby paint. This stuff is Testers. Got it at Menards. Uh, just your regular everyday gray or buff or whatever color you want to use hobby paint. So we're going to start with that. We're going to put a thick coat on there. Now, I'm talking a thick coat. Don't be afraid. You want to stay away from getting it on the edges as much. You want to go to the edges, but you don't want to go too far. So we're just going to do that. And you want to do this quick because this paint will dry quick. And you don't want this paint to dry because this paint's going to be the glue that holds everything together, so to speak. Got to be kind of careful around the vents here. So we're just going to try to get this done as quick as possible. I want to have plenty of thick paint on here. They always say thin for paint, but in this case, no, because you want this paint to be like a glue. You want it to hold in all that wonderful texture. So, let me double check my camera, make sure that's okay. So now, this stuff here, this is from Woodland Scenics. Cheaper to get it by the bulk container than the little bags. Fine balanced light gray. So we're just gonna sprinkle this stuff on. You want a nice coat of it. You don't want to go too far on the edges because you'll have to sand down the edges or scrape the edges clean. Because you find, you try to make your roofs tight, because you don't want a whole lot of light leakage, but then you end up, once you paint them, everything gets a lot tighter. There we go. So yeah, after this dries, when I want to use it, I'm gonna take a blade and I'll show you guys later. I'm gonna scrape down the edges to get the extra paint off of it and get the texture off of it. Because otherwise you're going to have, your roof isn't going to fit properly. So there's the before, there's the after. Now, I'm not just going to let this stuff sit like this. How I'm going to seal it up is I'm going to use what they call scenic cement. You can get it from Woodland Scenics, and really all it is a watered down white glue. So what I use Mod Podge, and you can look it up online. You can Google it. How to make your own scenic cement. Probably be some way you could find a recipe, but it's pretty easy. I think it's like, if I can remember it right, 3 parts water, something like that, to 1 part Mod Podge plus a little bit of alcohol. I have the recipe somewhere. I'll have to find it. You can look it up. You can Google it. It's pretty easy. But anyways, so with the scenic cement, you'll spray that diluted scenic cement on top of this, and then you let it dry, and it encapsulates it so that it becomes like sandpaper. So we're going to let that dry, and then probably tomorrow I'll coat it with the scenic cement, and then let that dry, and then that roof, you know, I'll add a little, maybe some powder, some weathering powder, or some wash, maybe a dark wash, you know, to make it look like it's stained. But this is basically, this is how you do a single roof. So you got a little less, add a little bit. There you go. And just let that sit, and it's going to be loose. It's going to be you know, stuff is going to want to come off. So it's really best to use a lid of a box to keep the stuff in. Otherwise, you're going to have this little gravel, sand stuff everywhere. Um, so we're going to do the second one here. Yeah, nice healthy dollop there. And we're just going to smear it around. Try to keep it off the very edges, but you want to go all the way out to the edge. But you don't want to go on the edge, because then you'll have to sand it off later or scrape it off. So we're just gonna do this. And just want to get that spread out nice. Kind of buggering this around in this vent here. I'll have to be careful when I'm sprinkling here. And a little there. Okay. So sprinkle this. You just want a nice even coat. You want the surface to look even. That's the main thing. You don't have to use a huge amount of this stuff. There we go. It's nice and even. There we go. How's that look? So that's basically all you need really right now. For now, you got your fine ballast. You got your paint. Paint goes on the bottom layer, and then you add the fine ballast like we just did. And then later we'll be using the scenic cement. And but for now, we're just going to let this dry. So that's the roof is done. Didn't take too long. Now, you know, you go back and you can repaint you can paint the brick or whatever on the chimneys if you wanted to. You could add paint to the vents, you know, whatever you want to do at this point. So this is how you make a gravel roof, okay? So now you guys know. If you got any questions, feel free to ask. Write a question in the comments. I always answer. Try to answer as quick as I can and give you whatever information that you need. So please like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. It definitely helps me out quite a bit. And thanks a lot to my subscribers. And I do appreciate you guys' support. And we will see you soon.